2017 Mercedes-AMG GT R in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpaFed Gaming. You're listening to the OpaFed. Today we're driving a 2017 Mercedes-AMG in a European FR Challenge 550 race. We're at the Autodrome Lago Maggiore. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I apologize. On the east part of the track, and we're doing 5 laps. We started 12 of 12. We started with a rolling start. Now driving this car, 5 laps to begin with is going to take a little while, which is a good thing, because driving this car is more like driving a speedy luxury car than a race car. I mean, it feels a little heavy going around the corners, and you got to slow down so you don't spin out. And when you're on the straights, you got lots of power to, even to pass some of these here cars and get up ahead. But the corners are really labor intensive, almost is the way it feels when you're driving it. Now, doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. It's a very enjoyable car to drive. It's beautiful, gorgeous on the inside, and it does flow really nice when you're going from side to side. It's just the tight turns are a little bit harder to take in a car quite like this. Like I said, it feels more like driving a luxury sedan that goes really fast than a sports car. But we'll try and make the best of it as we're coming around the corner here and finishing, I believe, what is our first lap already. Yeah, there's the grandstand. Now here's obviously nice straight sections, great place to pass, but there again, with 5 laps and only 11 cars to pass, we just got to pass 2 cars per lap and an extra one in the last or any of the other laps. And we'll win the race, but that's easier said than done, because when you're coming up behind some of these guys, like around some of these here sections, they drive the same track line that you do. You don't, in this case, well, no, see, you didn't. You don't quite have enough power to get around the outside of them, so you have to cut them on the inside. And they don't give you a lot of room there. But, like I said, 5 laps, you got the time to sit back and wait until you get to here, where there's another straight again, and you can get by them and hopefully catch up to the next guy. See a blue one and a white one going up the hill on the other side there, so we know we're not near the front, but then how could we? This is only the 2nd lap. The OpaFed always wants to get ahead of himself, like in the old days where I always wanted to win the race in the first lap, and that's just not the way to drive these races, You got to have a little bit of patience, catch up to the next guy, pass them one at a time, and then, have a little patience again when you have to catch up to the guy after that. But most of all, you have to have patience in where you pass, because you can't pass in some of these here corners. There's just not enough room. And this here little straight section, if you weren't right behind him, you'd never get by him in time before the corner comes, and then you're going to overshoot the corner and run into the wall. So you can't do that either. So then you stay behind him and wait. Now here you got room, but we're quite a ways behind. We might be able to pick that last guy off. Yeah, we got enough distance for that. But now, see, it becomes iffy. I could shoot by them, but can I make the corner then? It's just not worth it. We're only in our 3rd lap. We got lots of time left. And I do believe that these 3 cars might be the front of the pack, or is there another? Oh no, there's another car in front of him. The white one is way up at the front. He might be the front car. So now we're just going to have to sit and wait, because like I said, it's hard to get by these guys when they're weaving from side to side, and my Mercedes is not exactly a car you could turn on a dime and cut on the inside. So you wait until you get to here, and then we pick another one off. Now we're down to the last 3 cars in front of us, and well, nearing our 3rd lap fairly quickly here, nearing the end of it, that is. As we're coming up the road here, what a beautiful, it looks like a sunset. Looks like the sun's going down and it's near the end of the day. It's a beautiful day, clear blue skies. Awesome. Well, not quite clear blue. There's a few clouds up there I can see. Absolutely awesome graphics in this race. And the track is pretty good too. It flows real nice. It moves from side to side, gives you lots of room. Gives you opportunities to pass. Like I said, all depends on what kind of a car you happen to be driving. Now over here, there again, you know, not quite enough room, but we're going to go around the corner here and get a straight section here just before we're going to go and start our 4th lap. And we're going to see if maybe, just maybe, we can pick another guy off, and then we only got 2 guys left to try and get past. There we go, just like that. Here again, just like in the last lap, you don't really want to shoot by him and not make the corner. So we got lots of time. We still got 2 laps to go. And if we can pick one off in this lap and the next one off in the next lap, then we should be okay. But as you can tell, she really flows around the corner nice, but there's no cutting on the inside, boy, I'll tell you. You have to take the space that the vehicle needs to make that turn. He can't cut short. It just doesn't work. So now over here we're going to try and get a little closer, but these guys, they're no slouchers. Well, we're gonna take, I think that's a Lotus that we passed, I'm not sure. Anyhow, we're gonna take him there, and now we got a Nissan or a Lexus. I'm not sure what that is in front of us, but he's in front of us. He's number 1 if there's no other cars, which means that we are car number 2 at the moment. Now, coming around this corner is a little bit of back and forth, and then another lap gone. We've only got 1 lap left to go. So maybe the best strategy here would be to just stick with him. There's no need to try and get by him unless he goes abnormally slow around one of the corners, which he doesn't look like he's going to do. He looks like he's going to keep the pedal down, and maybe the best strategy is to get him here on the straight section if we have enough speed. If we have enough speed and power. So we got to get up close behind him, and now we got to open it up. Now he does the same thing, but we might be a little bit faster than him. Well, and then again, oh, just gonna make it in time. You see, now like I said, now you got to hammer on the brakes to slow down in time to take the corner. We managed to hold it together, and we got him going. Now we got to keep an eye on him in our rearview mirror, make sure that he doesn't try to sneak by us the way we did to him, because we got to take these corners a little bit slow, but it's going to be hard for him to pass us even if he does catch up to us, because he's not going to catch us on the straights like this. And the only place he might catch us is in the corners, because I usually, if I'm leading, I'll go a little slower around the corners and try and make a better race of it, so that because I don't like wiping out and I like spinning out or any of that kind of stuff. So I try to drive as clean a race as I can, and when I get into the last lap, and if I'm leading, I might as well take my time around the corners a little bit. But by doing that, it's been more than once where I've forgotten to keep an eye on the rearview mirror, and the car behind me screams by me at the last second and takes the win. It's happened. The Opafed doesn't win all his races, but he does win quite a few, and he's enjoying it like you wouldn't believe. Absolutely love this race, and I hope you did too. Hope to see you back at Opafed Gaming again real soon. And until then, you've been racing in a Mercedes, a 2017 Mercedes-AMG at the European FR Challenge with me as the driver, the Opafed.